So it's really about our attitude. And let's face it, it is quite hard, isn't it, to have the right attitude. It's so much easier to approve of people that do things we approve of and like people that do things that we like. I think Jesus knew how hard we would find it to really want to reach people that are different from us. He did what he often did in the Bible. He told parables, he told lots of stories. And one of the stories that he told is the one you just read, the one where he talks about the owner of the vineyard who hires all of these people. And I guess not many of us are vineyard owners, and times have changed some since the days when Jesus told his story. But just let's bring it up to date for a moment. Can you imagine what it would be like if you went to work where you work, or if you don't work now, remember what it was like when you did work. Imagine if you did go to work and you started work at 6 a.m. in the morning, and you worked from 6 a.m. in the morning right through to maybe, let's say, 11 p.m. or even midnight that day. So you worked 18 hours, let's just say that, shall we? And you got paid what you were expected to be paid. But how would you feel if throughout the day people were arriving and they were doing the same work as you, but for much shorter time? And then imagine some people came almost at the very end of the day, just did an hour or 2 hours work, and then at the end of the day, when it was all over, they got paid the same amount as you. I mean, how would you feel? We know, I guess, as we've read the story that Jesus told, that our answer should be that we should say, well, that's okay, because, well, the owner can give them what he likes. But how would you really feel? I know how I would feel. I'd say that's just not fair. It just doesn't work. How can he paid them the same as he paid me? I did far more than them. And so what's this story got to do with caring about loving lost people? Well, I think Jesus told it because he knew that something within all of us somehow feels that even though we know that we're only going to heaven because of God's grace and because of what Jesus did for us on the cross, somehow, even though we know that's true, we like to think that in a way, when we've been a Christian for a while and been following God for a while, that somehow we almost earn it. It's like we deserve it. We've been doing it for so long. It's now something that we've got a right to, something that we deserve, something that we earn. And therefore we can think to ourselves that we deserve it more than these people that haven't got it yet. Almost like it's their fault somehow they haven't got it. What Jesus wants us to see from this story that he told is it's actually not like that. The truth is, the reality is that none of us has earned any part of our salvation. None of us deserves to be saved any more now, whether we've been Christians for 1 week, 1 year, 10 years or 50 years. We don't deserve any more to be saved than we did the day that we were saved, because it's all about Jesus. And I think what God wants us to do as we seek his vision, his heart for the lost, is to recognise that these people that are different from us, the lost. In fact, Jesus often talked about the lost and the last and the least. And what Jesus said was that those people were God's priority. And if we're going to have the right attitude, the attitude of Jesus, if we're going to be about the things that God really wants us to be about, then we must see that those people, the lost, the last, the least, are God's priority. And therefore, they should be ours.